at all. I said that having read through Blake Lively's complaints, that it was evident to me that she was likely under the influence when she filed her complaint. We can now all agree that the moral crimes committed here by Ryan Reynolds against Justin Baldoni have amounted to...
Blake Lively's world seems to be coming apart at the seams, and her escalating legal clash with Justin Baldoni is unraveling into a storm of allegations, behind-the-scenes whispers, and mounting public scrutiny. What began as a relatively contained disagreement between two Hollywood figures has exploded into one of the industry's most chaotic and controversial dramas in recent memory. With each passing day, fresh revelations surface, each more damning than the last, painting a picture of a conflict spinning wildly out of control. And while both sides appear trapped in a no-win situation, it's Blake Lively who seems to be losing her grip the fastest.
Is creepy Baldoni getting close to her, obviously making small chatter not in character so as not to make the scene, which didn't require dialogue.
Let's begin with Blake Lively's latest legal move, her attempt to dismiss Justin Baldoni's defamation lawsuit. On the surface, it might seem like a bold power play, a strategic effort to regain control of a narrative that's been slipping through her fingers. But look a little closer, and it starts to resemble a high-stakes gamble fueled by desperation. Lively's legal team is anchoring their argument in a California law meant to protect individuals who speak out about harassment, a law specifically designed to guard against retaliatory lawsuits meant to intimidate or financially devastate victims. According to them, Baldoni's suit is exactly that, a calculated effort to punish Lively for speaking her truth. But Baldoni's side isn't having it. His attorney has been vocal and persistent, insisting this case isn't about silencing anyone. It's about restoring his reputation. And truth be told, their defense is landing with weight. They're armed with what they claim is damning evidence, video footage, documentation, and witness testimony, all intended to flip the script and frame Lively, not as the victim, but as the instigator.
Literally, I'm just asking the question, like, how are women allowed to do this? To take something and to make it sound like you survived, because that's what it sounded like to the public.
The stakes couldn't be higher. If Blake Lively loses this motion, it won't just mean the case proceeds. It could also leave her responsible for covering Baldoni's legal fees. That's a hit she can't afford, financially or reputationally, especially with the tide of public opinion steadily shifting against her. But this goes far beyond a courtroom showdown. This is a fight for control of the narrative, the version of events that will shape how both of them are remembered in the industry and by the public. And right now, Lively isn't just under pressure. She's backed into a corner, fighting to hold ground, while Baldoni's team continues to press forward on all sides.
I have got some major scoops. I mean, everybody's talking because the sink is shipping and people want to get onto lifeboats. So let's jump right in. Welcome back to Candace.
The criticism Blake Lively is facing isn't just coming from Justin Baldoni's team. It's coming from all directions. One of the most damning voices so far is Talia Spencer, a storyboard artist who worked on It Ends With Us. In a blunt and unfiltered interview with 60 Minutes Australia, Spencer didn't mince words. She claimed that Lively aggressively tried to seize creative control of the project, sidelining Baldoni and reshaping the film according to her own vision. According to Spencer, Lively mistook Baldoni's collaborative nature for weakness and used it to push her agenda, ultimately steering the film away from the director's original concept. The result, she said, was a compromised final cut, one that bore little resemblance to what Baldoni had initially imagined. And Spencer isn't just some faceless name in the credits. Her position and first-hand involvement in the project give her account serious credibility. Her words are now fueling an already growing wave of scrutiny around Lively's behaviour, both on set and beyond. and they're making it increasingly difficult for Lively to escape the spotlight of public judgment.
But this is such a interpretation of perspective, because I've watched the footage, and I'm sure we all have, and it's very...
What's even more damaging is how the narrative of Blake Lively as a manipulative presence is beginning to take hold. People are connecting the dots, and the image that's emerging is far from flattering. One major flashpoint: a resurfaced interview in which Lively proudly described improvising a scene with co-star Henry Golding, grabbing him in a way that, in hindsight, many now see as crossing a line. The timing couldn't be worse. The clip is making the rounds, just as Lively levels her own claims against Justin Baldoni, accusing him of improvising scenes that allegedly made her uncomfortable. The internet has pounced on the contradiction, with critics branding her a hypocrite and accusing her of playing by a double
But yeah, it's just getting super nasty, and it seems like he's not cowering to this attempted gag order.
Yeah, I don't really understand.
Then there's the donut shop debacle, a bizarre episode that was supposed to be a sweet, feel-good moment, but quickly spiraled into yet another PR disaster. Lively made a surprise visit to a small family-run donut shop in Connecticut, seemingly in an effort to connect with fans and showcase her down-to-earth charm. On paper, it sounded like the kind of wholesome publicity stunt that wins hearts. In practice, it blew up in her face. Photos and videos from the event showed Lively working behind the counter, with her hair down and no protective gear, a clear violation of basic food safety regulations. The backlash was